Okay, I'm back. This is a short book haul video. Um yeah, so let's just get into it. I went to a library recently and they have the little books sections for sale and I found this Atoll Atoll? I don't think it's Athol. I don't know. Fugard. Uh Master Harold and the Boys. I recall reading this maybe like 10, 15 years ago, but I don't recall the plot too much. But I enjoyed the book, and Fugard is very well known. So yeah, I picked this up for $1. Can't beat that. Not too long ago, I bought this new off of Amazon because a student of mine, whom I tutor, is reading it or was reading it. I finished the book again. I don't know. This is maybe my third reading, so I'm up to here with Holden Caulfield, whom I find mostly annoying. Uh, yeah, but so yeah, I've gone through this. I think this gets a little bit overly praised, or maybe I just don't know what I'm reading. Why is my hair so greasy? Whatever. Uh, in my forever quest to learn Japanese, I picked up another Japanese book. This is Japanese for Fun by what's his name? Taeko Kamiya. Um, I have several of Kamiya's books. They're good. But this is mostly just it's not like textbook, but it's not like a travel book. It's somewhere in between. Yeah, so I bought this. I think I got this on eBay. Uh, I think I paid a little more than I would want, but I think it's no more than like $8. Okay, so the textbook that I'm using or as my primary text to learn like grammar and do exercises is Easy Japanese here. This is by Emiko Konomi. So yeah, I have this. I enjoy this book. I don't think it's the best textbook for learning Japanese, like especially as a self learner, and not especially as a self learner. I think it's good for self learner, but just like I haven't really come across like a to me a great uh Japanese textbook. Okay, but this is doing the job for now. I kind of recommend it. Um, this is a famous book, the Mina no Nihongo, which is basically Japanese for everybody. The Mina no the Mina no Nihongo is famous for being strictly in Japanese. So like don't pick this book up if you're a self-learner in Japanese and pick up the Japanese version. There's going to be no English in that version. This is the Romaji version. So if you didn't even know this thing existed, I'm here to tell you it exists. There's a Romaji version of the Mina no Nihongo. I don't, but in the end, I looked through it and I don't really prefer it to the easy Japanese for a textbook for me as a self learner. But it has useful sections and yeah, I use it kind of like a reference, but it's not my go-to textbook. But yeah, it's still good, still good. Okay. Uh, and then I have four books on philosophy or four philosophy books. This book here, Perception as a Capacity for, sorry, this is not the book. This is John McDowell book. Um, where is, sorry, I have the actual book that I picked up is one of these little, oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay, sorry. So this is that McDowell book I've had for a long time. This is the book, Realism and Nominalism, revisited by Henry Viach, you little Viach. I haven't gone through this. It doesn't look super dense. I mean, it's a tiny book. And I don't know who Henry Viach is really. Like, I don't know what caliber or even if he is a philosopher. I'm assuming he's a philosopher writing on realism and nominalism, but not necessarily. Anyway, I have this book. Now I'm wondering what the other book was that I left out. But here's the second philosophy book. This is by Justus Hartnack, maybe Justice, but I would say Justus. Uh, Kant's Theory of Knowledge, An Introduction to the Critique of Pure Reason. This has high praise on Amazon, and since I really know basically nothing about Kant, I thought I would, yeah, use secondary sources to read. I'm not about to take on Kant's primary sources. One, I don't have enough interest in Kant to do that. Two, I think I would just be banging my head against the wall trying to understand it. So I'm okay with secondary sources on Kant. I have this thing about like scholarship. Um, like I think if you tackle primary sources or if you just think through a philosophical problem on your own and then like yeah, tackle primary sources, you're a scholar in that field or you're a scholar on that topic. But if you're just doing secondary sources, you're no scholar. Like you're just you're just learning what somebody else who's done the scholarship comes away saying, comes away with his like theories or his exegesis on Kant, and you know that, but like you're in no position to like debate that guy. So like, how can you be a scholar? Anyway, okay, that's just my little thing. And this book, unless I find the other book, this is Thought, Fact, and Reference: The Origins and Ontology of Logical Atomism by Herbert Hochberg. So I have an interest in the beginning. I have an interest in the history of analytic philosophy in the 20th century, basically with uh, the turn it took with Russell, Moore, Frege, and then later on Wittgenstein. But I think the big break or the big shift happened with Russell and Moore's objections to British idealism. And Russell and Moore favored logical atomist, a logical atomist perspective about metaphysics, and that led to their shift or to their rift. And so this is on logical atomism. Yeah, let me look really quick and see if I can identify the fourth book that I have. Because there's four philosophy books. This one, and what is the oh, here it is, here it is, here it is. And I don't know if this one is actually was in my previous video, but I'll just bring it up now. It's Tarski's Introduction to Logic. I think I might have mentioned this, but I didn't show it because I didn't have it. But obviously now I have it. This is a good introduction to symbolic logic. I don't know. I wouldn't say exactly that's the best for self-learners. So if you're brand new to symbolic logic, you're teaching yourself symbolic logic, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna use this book. I think I think it can be done, but I think there might be easier books. Like I mentioned, there's a book called Logic with Trees. Logic with Trees. That book is a more self-introductory book. I would recommend that. I forget the author, something like Gallo P. And there's another author, but I forget because they had this weird way of like, I think one of their names was just Gallo P. They didn't give their full last name. Anyway, Logic with Trees for self learners who want to get into symbolic logic. If you have a little background in logic, just a little bit, this would also be very good. This will also be very good. Okay, that's it. So that's the book haul. I have a book in the mail right now by Keith Campbell. I think it's his book. I forget the title of the book is. It's something like Introduction to Metaphysics, which looks to be very good, but that will have to be included in my next book haul, which I don't do too many book hauls anymore because yeah, I just don't buy that many books. But maybe in a month I'll do another book haul. I would expect another like 5 to 10 books. That already seems excessive to me, but we'll see. All right, that's it. Okay, I'm out. I gotta go, and hopefully that book is in the mailbox. Later, guys.